ever since I read Earning Freedom, I got you in here, man. Everything is like, it's been by far the most productive week of my incarceration so far. So I first and foremost, I need to thank you for that. I also feel compelled to help. I mean, I know that I'm limited to what I can achieve in here on a lot of levels, but I also feel really pushed by these like small incremental victories that I do have when something like this comes to tuition because of my efforts, even though I'm in jail. So like, after reading the book, I see all the stuff that you're able to accomplish in there, and it's given me the inspiration to continue to do stuff like this. But I feel very compelled to do anything that I can to help. So what I wanted to ask you is if it would be possible to use my limited writing skills and efforts to try to help find more corporate sponsors for your program. And if so, if I could, I know yesterday we talked about the possibility of having you interview Sheriff McFadden. And I wrote a letter last night to reach out to him to try to make that introduction. You probably beat me to it, but if I could make that happen, if I could find a corporate sponsor for that video, what would the cost associated?
Oh no, that's not the way. I don't charge for that kind of stuff. It doesn't work like that. But you just helped me, right? Because I'm going to take what you just said and I'm going to send this to jails and prisons across America. What you just said, that it had a meaningful impact on you. That's enormous help right there. But I'm going to give you something else to do. That if you want to do it, you don't have to do it, but if you want to do that, start writing a journal about what prison was like for you, what you've learned through this process, right? I'm not asking you to just promote prison professors. That's not. I want you to talk about
every day since January of 2019.
Okay, but what I'd like you to do is send it to your wife. Have your wife send it by email to prison professors, and I will read it aloud so that more people that are going into the system will learn what to expect, what you've learned, how you identified. That's free, right? Okay. But it's getting your story out, and it allows me to try and help more people. And success for me is to try to teach and inspire more people who are living in struggle. That would be enormously helpful, and I think it would be therapeutic for you. You can use your name, or you don't have to use your name. But talk about how you transition from somebody that had criminal thinking patterns to becoming a guy who asks a question, I just want to help. That's what I believe building a community is all about.
Okay. I've got, I've really been working on, since I got here, my letter to the judge. So I've got a lot of that stuff, and I want to share that with you next week.
Great.
If we can find some time. I'm still kind of polishing it up. But
keep at it.
In writing this, it's become kind of like this enlightening experience that I've inadvertently, I didn't, I wasn't looking at these principles before I found Earning Freedom and before we've had these classes. But in writing this, I'm like, I've actually been doing this with the weight loss and the education and just, bringing this whole thing to the works. I feel like this is a principle that I've been living by since I read the book and since I got incarcerated and really felt that need to improve myself.
Well, all of that is an incremental step. All of that is what you can control. You can't control what sentence you get, but you can control what body of work you create that will help you launch your career. So that is enormous value, and I hope it's helping you feel stronger and feel you're doing something for your family, and it'll certainly help you when you come home, because if you document all of that on your first meeting with a probation officer, when you get out, you will be able to show them that you weren't somebody who just talked about wanting to be successful. You actually did it. So
I appreciate it.
Yeah, and then let the rest of the team know that we should all be working together. Nobody should be working harder for their success than they are. And I will work hard. I want you spread the message around to have them share this with their family, have them visit the YouTube channel, subscribe, and do all those things, and then share it with their friends. That's how we change the world. All right?
I'll start on that right away.
Right on, brother. Thanks so much. I got to disconnect because I got a call with the California Department of Corrections. There's